Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Knights of the Lunch Table podcast. Apologies for being a little bit behind. We had some fun events happen over the last couple weeks,
We're
so
busy.
we were busy, but we're getting right back into it. With of course, as always, with me is Kyle and Tyler. If you gentlemen would like to say hello, I'm not asking you to.
What's up, boomers?
He's learning. Don't tell me to say hi because I'll just say something else. Wait,
But
so
yes,
hang on. So Kyle said hi to the boomers. All right, hi Zoomers, or yo, what up? Into his, I don't know how to talk like a
So,
young
Just
Bam.
stop.
Oh, thank you.
So-
You should have done the young one.
It both.
So these guys actually introduced in a very, forward-facing manner to this podcast. We're talking about, yes, boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Zs. We're talking about the generational gaps today and things we find interesting or funny about a little bit of both. So who would like to start us off?
Literally no one. Cool. Anyway,
Literally no one.
I
Got
guess
it.
I'll start. I came up with this idea basically just because my dad posted some real boomer shit on Facebook. Like they do.
Boomers.
I can't remember exactly what it was about. It was something to do with
Well, don't you have the Book of Faces?
yeah, I'll try to pull it up real quick, but I don't remember. Like, he doesn't post stuff on Facebook that often, but like when he does, it's always
Boomer shit.
stuff. He's like the boomer version of the Dos Equis guy.
Oh, okay.
I don't always post on Facebook, but when I do, it's boomer.
It's boomer shit.
Um,
It's real boomer hours here.
but it's okay because he'll never hear this because he doesn't know how to, use anything else.
You have to help him use his phone and whatnot. Electronics.
No, watch. He'll become just tech illiterate enough to find the
He's like,
podcast.
I found your podcast. Thanks for
Oh,
insulting me.
Let me. God, I'm trying to scroll through to find it. Oh my gosh, bunch of birthday crap.
Oh, so interesting fact. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I like me and my brothers. We always make fun of our mom because she's a little older. She's not old as dirt, but we make that joke a lot. But she was born right just like within a year of the being called a boomer. So like anytime that we say okay boomer, she's like no, I missed it by 2 years.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh, you're right.
yeah. That's like my dad too. Like he's technically not a boomer, so anytime he does
But
boomer
he-
shit, I say okay boomer, and he's like, I'm not a boomer. My parents are boomers. And he gets all mad. Then I'm like, okay boomer. Like it just feeds it, and he gets more angry. It's awesome. I am so happy that okay boomer became a thing.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
anyway, so I found
It's
it.
bound
Okay.
to.
Okay.
So it's like a checklist of things of like, we are a generation that will never come back. First of all, obviously, that's how generations work. Like,
Fair.
like we don't have fucking regens going on. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's just like a checklist. So let's just go through these. A generation that went to school and walked back. Yep, did that.
I mean, there's some
Went
that
up
still
the
do
hill,
that, yeah.
both ways.
In the
Like,
snow.
legitimately.
Yeah.
There's a school right by my house. I know several kids that walk to school.
Yeah. A generation that did their homework alone to get out ASAP to play in the street. I refused to do the homework because it was pointless, not because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, I'm not going to waste my time doing that.
Or, you could be like one of them okay kids and just do the work at school.
Yeah, I was just like, nah, I'd rather just... Yeah, I'm like, also that too. Like, there's tons of kids that still just do their homework so they can go play.
Yeah, it's just not always outside nowadays because
Yeah,
phones.
Well, and also, well, I mean, there's also the thing that like, just I don't know, man. Like, playing outside by yourself is
It's a little weird.
kind of
Nowadays
dangerous.
it's weird.
Like, oh,
That too.
and like yeah, like the rate of kidnappings is probably much lower. I don't know if I'm wrong. Quote me on it. I don't care.
Yeah, but they'll eventually wake up.
Ha ha ha.
But
Okay, boomer.
Anyway,
Ah, damn.
then the next one, a generation that spent all their free time on the street. Okay.
Like gangster?
So, no, that one I'm just like, okay,
Gangster.
sure. So like you didn't read
That's
Whatever.
the
books or
gangster
anything.
generation.
Yeah, I'm gangster. I play on,
I
GTA
grew up in
3.
Adams.
I'm just saying I've probably done more reading than my parents have. So, you know.
Hey.
Generation that played hide and seek when dark. Again.
I did that.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah, there was, like,
did
night
tons
and,
of hide and seek and kick
What was
the
it?
can.
Like Ghost in the Graveyard kind of stuff?
Oh,
Yeah, like,
Ghost in the Graveyard.
All that
Yeah.
stuff is still around. Like
It's just not played
It's
as
just-
much.
a generation that
Yeah.
made mud cakes. Woohoo! I'm so proud of you. Like whatever. You played in the mud.
Okay.
I don't care. Like I don't see what that has. A generation that collected sports cards. All right.
I mean, people still
okay,
probably
so
do it.
so you had a hobby. Cool. Like
Yeah.
Wait, no, there was actually this was
I'm
just
saying
came up
now-
and
like sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to cut, but like so yeah, you collected sports cards. A lot of the younger generation now collects trading cards, like games and stuff, which is something you can actually play with.
Yeah.
That's why they're better than sports cards. At me, I dare you.
okay, so actually, kind of this baseball, basketball, football cards, whatever. A mint condition Mickey Mantle baseball card just sold for $12.6 million.
Yeah, checks out.
Holy,
Yeah, people buy cardboard
Yeah.
for a ridiculous amount, like a ridiculous price. It's insane.
it's thin cardboard.
Yeah, it's very thin, painted on cardboard.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, moving on. A generation that found, washed, and sold empty Coke bottles to the grocery store for 5 cents each. Cool, I guess, except now,
I mean,
like,
you can do that with aluminum cans.
except that generation also just threw trash out the car window like it was no big deal. So,
and ruined the housing market for the rest of us.
Yeah. A generation that made paper toys with their bare
Don't forget the
hands.
school market.
I
mean,
regularly make
paper airplane?
airplanes and stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And those
Oh,
like
origami.
paper ninja star things.
Oh yeah, I love those.
And
I
Tony
made those
was making like swords in high school out of paper.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, it
remember
was.
that.
Class.
Just walking around with it. But anyway, yeah, generation who bought vinyl albums to play on record players. Like, okay, the
That's still a thing.
well, also like technology's advanced.
And that's
like,
probably also because they didn't have much else.
that one's kind of a
Yeah.
that one's kind of a nothing burger. So like, I don't know.
See,
You don't get
back then though,
you don't get
you'd buy that.
it's perfect. You don't get credit
Go.
for like having the technology of the time. Like,
Yeah, we
It's
bought
like-
CDs.
yeah,
we weren't,
I bought
like,
CDs,
labeled
but
as
I'm not
heroes.
but I'm not acting like I'm high and mighty because like all these people buying MP3s now are streaming. Like, that's what the technology is now.
Yeah.
I would say, and back then you'd buy that vinyl for like what, probably $5 back then, something like that. And there was two sides of it, and you got your money's worth out of it because they didn't want to go and buy another one. They listened to the same disc how many times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, a generation that collected photos and albums of clippings. Like, again, that's just people.
Some people
Hobby.
still do that.
Well, and also people don't have to do that anymore. Like, that's what all
Yeah,
these
it's
online things
an advancement
are.
of a phone.
Like, it's just you have your album on your phone. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look it up and always keep like the original copy of it safe.
Yeah.
It can be saved in the cloud now if you're really worried.
The cloud.
The cloud.
Oh my god, I have so many stories
anyway.
about when I worked at a tech company.
a generation that played board games and cards on rainy days. I regularly, I play board games all the time. My little cousins play card and board games all the time. Like, that's nothing. Everyone does that. You're not special.
Yeah.
This is,
And, like-
as a tangent, this is like the boomers are always trying to act like, oh, all these young kids trying to all think they're all special. Like, the boomers do the same thing. Like, that's what this list is. Is like, oh, our generation's special. No, it's not. You're not goddamn special just because of what generation you're in.
Oh, Tyler's worked up.
Very much.
This is why I wanted to talk about this, though, because I'm like, it's exactly this shit.
I mean, we can't
the
completely
board games
dump on
thing.
the boomers, but
No.
Oh, I'll dunk on literally everyone. I don't care. I'll dunk on millennials, even though I am one. I do it regularly.
That's fair.
I'm sure we will.
To the board games incident, there's literally a subscription service that you spend like $35 a month, and they send you board games.
There are stores all over that
I've
sell
heard about
only
that.
board games.
I've debated doing that, but
I thought about it too, but like
I'm
I don't play board games enough.
Games I want to buy.
Yeah. But again, that's actually, and I promise I'm not trying to sound like an advertisement for this, but like if you don't like the game, you can call them, email them, whatever. IM them because fucking boomers. But you contact them, you can send it back, and they'll send you a fresh one or a different one, and then they refund you for the month. So it's like it's almost at no loss.
That's kind of cool. So this next one, feel free to cut it out, but a generation whose TV went off at midnight after playing the national anthem. This is my own personal opinion. This is not the opinion of the group or the other two. This is my own.
Hold on, allow me to put in a small little tidbit to put in here. Procrastination Nation Studios does not align with his statement. This is a personal statement.
Yes. So, a generation whose TV went off at midnight after playing the national anthem, like that's indoctrination.
I was literally about to say that sounds like indoctrination.
Like, what do you think they do in North Korea? Like, that's what they do. At the end of programs, they, like, play a fanfare or, like, have Kim Jong-un, all that, like, on the thing. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, it's an indoctrination tactic. Obviously.
Having everyone sing the national anthem at the beginning of school. Every day.
That was kind of another thing.
Or the Pledge of Allegiance, yeah. I remember getting in trouble for that. Because, I don't know if you guys remember, but at one point they, so, like, they were having problems with, like, because some people just didn't want to do it, because, like, it's freaking morning, you just want to sit there and, didn't want to stand up. And a couple people, like, stopped standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance, so then they tried to make it a rule that you had to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. So then me and, like, at least a handful of other people, it wasn't like a coordinated effort, it was just happened to be a couple people, decided that we weren't going to do that. Like, they literally made me not stand for the pledge by doing that. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna force me to be patriotic? Alright, I'm sitting down then. Because, like, that's not...
Alright, commie.
Yeah. No. But no, I was just like, yeah, that's I'm not, no, why, nothing says freedom like mandatory patriotism, right? Like,
Can we also really quick talk about the fact that the United States is one of the only few countries that, like, will wear the American flag in some way or another?
Yeah. Also, that...
Which is technically unconstitutional. But...
It is. Yeah. It is absolutely unconstitutional.
I know,
and everyone's like, no, this and that. Okay, then stop wearing the American flag underwear.
Yeah, it irritates
but that's patriotic.
me so much. Like, I see all, like, the flag, like, the American flags and stuff, and then people act like they're patriots. Like, like, the altered ones. Like, the ones, like, the Blue Lives Matter one and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you're literally disrespecting the flag while telling other people to stop disrespecting the flag. Like, you're the biggest hypocrite.
Yeah.
But
anyway, back to okay boomers.
Yeah. So the next one, a generation that had parents who were there.
Ouch.
I call shenanigans.
So here's the thing. If our parents, now just to clarify, my parents were there. I have great parents, but that is more of a, like, praise for, like, my dad's generation's parents. So, like, it's like the generation above his.
Yeah.
So, like, if our generation allegedly doesn't have parents who were there, that's their fault. That's them as parents that are fucking up.
That's as an individual. That's not a generational issue.
It's like there's one line that from, oh god, what song is it? It's a Blink-182 song, but in, like, the one line they say, if we're fucked up, you're to blame.
Oh yeah.
And, like, that sticks with me so much because I'm like, yeah, like, if a younger generation is fucked up, guess whose fault it is? Like, it's not the kid's
People
fault.
who raised
It's
us.
the one who raised them. Yeah, like the society that they've built. Like, so yeah, that's just like boomers quit acting like you're perfect. So that
Quit acting like boomers.
yeah, well, and quit trying to take credit
Justify your
for
lifestyle.
like how you were raised. Like, how you were raised is that's your parents did that. Which, by the way, it sounds like I might be being hypocritical, but I'm not. Most of my, personality and stuff I recognize is because of how my parents raised me. They're generally an exception, but my dad still falls into this, like, boomer trap sometimes.
Boomer.
Which I have to make fun of him for. It's just my job as a millennial. Is to complain, because it's what we're good at. A generation that that laughed under the covers in bed, so parents didn't know we were still awake.
You laugh under the sheets.
I don't know what that one's supposed to be about. Like
my nephew literally
covers or whatever.
Yeah, my nephew literally did that the other day when I went to go babysit him. I went to go put him down for a nap, and he would like hide under his blanket and giggle at me. I'm like, buddy, that's not working.
Yeah, you're not invisible.
Yeah, I'm like that's.
And not only that, but like,
I don't know.
I remember this specifically in high school, or not high school, grade school. I had a friend. He didn't live too far from me, so I'd go over and visit often. I would bring my Game Boy with me so that we would go and play. And then at night, his mom would be like, hey, it's time to go to bed. Okay. So we'd, under the blanket, we'd have a flashlight we're playing because backlights didn't exist.
Yeah.
And we'd sit there and play, and then we'd hear her come downstairs. So we'd, like, mute the game, turn the flashlight off, and just wait for her to go. But she knew we were awake the entire time.
You could hear all the rustling, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, that's not a very, like, boomer-specific thing. Almost every generation has some form of that. It's just not as common anymore.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just, so yeah, that's the end of the thing.
Was a very
a generation that is passing and unfortunately will never return. Like, that's how generations work.
Yeah.
And, like, there's comments on this thing that are like, never thought my grandchild wouldn't get to enjoy the same life. Like, what do you...
It's kind of the idea.
Well, and that, like, that's... like, I weep for the grandchildren coming up because one day they will be running this country and all they seem to want to do is play video games. Like, what's the... See, like, that's the argument that I have, too. I'm like, what is the difference between playing video games and playing a made-up game
TV
outside or watching TV? Yeah, like, where's the difference there?
That's like the difference between fantasy football and D&D. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, like, it's just... I don't understand. Or, like, what... Like, so, that's my favorite comparison. Is, like, so... Have you ever, like, seen the thing where, like, is like a kid watching, like, an esports game or, like, watching a streamer or something play a video game. And, like, the dad comes in and says something about, like, oh, is this you playing? And he's like, no, it's blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, if he's like, why are you watching somebody else play a game or whatever? And then goes and sits down and watches a football game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I love
bro!
that. I actually used that comment with my mom and dad growing up. They're like, well, why don't you just play it? I'm like, okay. So I'd go and play it, and then my mom would come in and she'd be like, well, why are you playing games all day? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You yell at me for watching people
like a real American.
Yeah.
You patronize me for watching stuff, and then when I go to play stuff, you patronize me for playing when you just told me to go play.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's also there's like a whole like stigma about like if you play video games you can't be fit and blah 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 or like healthy, and I'm like,
or you're not productive.
Like, have you seen streamer? Like, there are a lot of streamers that are
I would say
extremely productive and extremely fit. Not to mention,
legitimately, two YouTubers, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, are big advocates of that, actually.
Oh yeah, they're very successful and productive, doing great things, and they're gamers.
Yeah, they're gamers, they're good for the community, and they're both, like, pretty well built right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
So, they're, like, that's bullshit.
I mean, even avoiding, like, the top tier group, like, I like, we aren't particularly, like, super fit
We're not
individuals.
out of shape,
But, like,
but we're not obese by any means.
I go and play soccer for 2 hours on 2 separate nights. I play volleyball for like 2 hours.
I'll go for walks almost every week.
Where I work, I'm constantly having to walk,
Yeah.
all over the freaking place.
We just want 5 minutes or like an hour to do nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, to me, like, yes, there are days where I'm extremely lazy and I recognize that, but that's because I, like, permit myself to do it, not because of a generational thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I can just,
today I'm just gonna veg.
Yeah, I'm like, I just went and, over the course of 3 days, played sports for 7-8 hours, so now I'm just gonna relax. So, like, yeah, I don't know.
So, I think we should switch to Gen Z,
slang words.
The other extreme.
Okay, can I...
Since half our episodes already boomers.
I mean, you can cut out any of those things on the list that just didn't seem that interesting. That's fine. I just wanted to throw in one more thing, is the whole respect your elders thing. I don't know if we've talked about it before or not, but I fucking hate that term.
Not on the podcast.
I absolutely hate that term. Don't respect your elders just because you're supposed to respect your elders.
Yeah.
If your elders are respectable and respectful people, then absolutely,
then by all
yes,
means.
respect them. Give them that, that they've earned. But just because you're older than me doesn't mean that I have to respect you. No, that's stupid, archaic bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and this probably, if I don't remember if that podcast episode's up or not, but the whole, like, food industry thing. I've met 18-year-olds and I've met 78-year-olds that have both been, like, respectful and disrespectful of me. It has nothing to do with age. I've watched minors bust their ass to become, like, assistant managers and store managers. I've watched 78-year-olds, work. I had actually an old coworker that worked himself to death. Not literally, but he had died after leaving work. I will respect by not saying his name, but he was a great worker, and he was younger than me. And he honestly stated, like, when I had first gotten into that location as the assistant, he's like, I almost didn't respect you because of how you walked in and started bossing people around. I'm like, you know what? That's fair. I'm all about that. If I haven't earned your respect, first of all, I'm going to do my best to, unless I feel you aren't worth my time. But, like, I've had that, and I've had 78-year-olds disrespect me, and then, some 60-year-olds respect me for how I do my work. Yeah. It's not an age thing. It's who the person is.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the matter of the working thing, too, yeah, I will argue with literally anyone that tries to tell me that I don't work hard. Because, like, I do. Like, yes, there are also times where I slack off at work and such.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, yeah, that's, again, more because, like, I'm not gonna bust my ass for a corporation that ultimately doesn't care about me. Like...
the quiet quitting movement.
I know when... Like, I don't know, man. I know when it's time to work hard and when it's time to, like, kind of half-ass stuff. And, like, when it's acceptable to do that. But that's less generational stuff, more just, like, attitude stuff in general, so... But anyway... So now we're gonna shit on the Zoomers, and fun fact, did you know... I'm, like, fucking hogging the shit out of this podcast, sorry. Did you know... Apparently, do you guys want to know what the next generation is, like, called? Like, the one, I guess the one that's being born or about to start being born?
Hit me with it.
It's called...
What's that?
It's apparently called Generation Alpha.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
So that's hilarious.
What the heck?
So it's going to be filled with alpha males. Because that's real.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an alpha male.
Did you guys actually know that the term alpha male is actually false? Because the dude that did the original experiment was basing it off, like, the alpha males of wolves, which isn't a thing.
Yeah.
He did an experiment, and supposedly there was one that, like, stood out, but then he went back and redid the experiment to try to prove himself, and everything flipped around. So the alpha male thing is bullshit.
So to enlighten, or well, not to enlighten. What's the fucking word? To expand on that, there is actually like some species do have like an alpha male for like a pride of lions, for example. Like there is one male that's in charge of the entire pride. There's generally no other males. Maybe there's one or two, but they're subservient. Fun fact: hyenas actually have a matriarchal hierarchy where they have an alpha female. But yeah, humans don't operate that way and literally never have. So,
nope.
And anyone that thinks that, have you ever noticed that? By the way, this is a massive tangent, but have you ever noticed the only people that refer to themselves or like that believe that alpha males are a thing are those that like refer to themselves as alpha males?
Yeah,
like literally everyone just laughs at them because like they know that it's all bullshit. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, on to Gen Z.
Yeah.
All right.
Not to shit on the children. Shit on the children.
So first off, I found a while ago I found a caption of a version of Harry Potter with Gen Z slang. Like, I just want to read the first page of it for people to kind of get an idea of how they would talk, I guess.
I love this book.
Yeah, it's chapter 1, The Boy Who Wasn't Unalived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4, Privy Lane, liked flexing that they were very basic, thank you. TBH, they were the last people you'd think would be sus, because they all were fax, no printer. Mr. Dursley was adulting at a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was dummy thick, with 3 C's. Man with hardly any neck, although he had an absolute unit of a mustache. Mrs. Dursley was a total Karen, with 0 chill and had hella neck, which came in very useful when she was stalking her neighbors and not minding her own. The Dursleys had a small son named Dudley, who they thought was the main character. The Dursleys were mostly thriving, but they also had low-key tea, which didn't pass the vibe check, and their greatest fear was to get called out and cancelled. They were girl-bossing too close to the sun, and didn't think they could. And then it just goes on to the second page, which I don't see.
I was with you until the last paragraph that I forgot what the heck. I had no idea what you were saying anymore. So that's fantastic.
So I can actually kind of break that down for you.
All right.
No, don't break it down. It's funnier if people don't know what you...
Okay, fine.
I have a whole list of slang from...
I was saying,
Gen
most
Z.
of it's on that little list that we have.
Yeah.
But it's... Oh, God. Can I just say, the shit this generation of words they've come up with to say, it's insane. Like, what's one I just had? Slaps. Okay. You know, when music has a good beat, it makes sense that the music, you know, it slaps.
This shit slaps.
But, like, why would you use that term in any other circumstance? Yo, dude, this food slaps. Is it slapping someone, or...
Counter
Or I guess
like,
you can use bop.
Yeah, like bop.
When this music bops.
This music be bopping.
Yeah.
And then right underneath that, we have the word
hang on. Counter argument. What the fuck does bop mean, though?
You know, like a head bop.
No, it's a bob. Like B-O-B.
Okay, then what the fuck is kids bops?
Uh-huh.
I know I fucked that.
Because a bop is like a popular, like generally catchy song. That's what the term bop means. But like, what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole slaps thing. I'm just playing devil's advocate for the most part. I don't really care one way or the other. I say stuff slaps all the time. But
hold on, I want to look up something.
Alternate counter argument. What does jank mean? Like, jank just means something that
janky.
Like that is broken or doesn't function properly. Like, but where the hell does that term come from? Like, why is that even a thing?
Janky.
No, janky is like a derivative of jank. Like,
Well,
That's
yeah.
not a word. It was never. It just became a thing. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
a lot of these aren't words.
Like
They
slang
just
terms
kind
don't
of
have to
happen.
make sense. Like that's the whole point of a slang term is that they're not derived. What bothers me though is the new terminologies for things that already like had a slang term. Like
Yeah.
there's like to describe something that is broken or not functioning, optimally or the way that it should be. You could say jank. You could say scuffed. You could say chalked. Like, why?
I think that depends
jank
on where
is
you
already
live,
there.
though.
Yeah. Okay, there's one that's... This confuses me because they didn't change anything about it. Like, it doesn't mean anything different. Y'all know what a small is, right? A small?
Small boy,
Yeah.
small dog.
It's a
Small
smaller
Yeah,
thing.
a
It's
very
something that
tiny
is small.
something.
But the way they spelt it was just SMOL.
Yeah,
Yep.
Like,
Small.
why?
that,
But
that's been the
why?
meme for forever, bro.
Well, I guess. But okay, just to make y'all feel old, like this is something that I find absolutely hilarious. Y'all remember Now That's What I Call Music?
Yes, they're on like 37.
Can you... Wrong. You are way wrong, my friend.
64.
They are on Now That's What I Call Music 83.
Oh my god. Holy crapola. Whoever came up with that idea is freaking making bank, bro.
It's genius. But like 83, that started back in, weirdly enough, 1983.
How the
No
heck
way.
are they still making those, by the way? Like, doesn't everybody have, like, a Spotify playlist now? Like, because that's basically what those were. It was just, like, a playlist, but on a CD. Like...
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Someone making
I
their
saw
own
that.
mixtape and then selling
For
them.
those that are too young / too old to understand, a CD is like a little round thing that you put in a like
Like a plastic disc that you snap into a...
well, not snap. Don't snap
donut.
it. Do not snap it.
No, see what it is? It's the save icon.
Yeah, it's
in
it's a
physical
little
form.
save icon, but it's like an actual thing. And you put it into like a little tray that spins it, and there's a laser.
Or
and
you
plays
put it
music.
into a separate player.
It plays music or movies or I was gonna say another thing, but I remember we're trying to be PG, so
Adult content.
yeah,
Prawn.
A prawn.
yeah. There's little there's pictures of shellfish all over the
Yep.
place.
That's what they are.
So anyway,
Another one that kind of confuses me is the whole drip or drown thing.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't understand the drip thing.
That one I need an honest to God definition of. So far, I'm looking through this list, and there's only like 4 of them that like are making solid sense.
Here's
Like the TFW, that feeling when, that moment when, that makes sense.
so
Or the IYKYK.
That one's just kind of weird.
Eh.
I don't
Go
I
ahead. Tyler.
mean,
I don't know what that is. Anyway,
It's if you know,
if
you
you
know.
you know.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
My boomer is showing. Anyway.
Well, zip up your pants.
Joke's on
Yeah, it's a
you.
little
I'm not
boomer.
wearing pants right now.
Ooh,
All right.
Don't visualize that,
please don't.
or do. It's up to you. You live your life.
No.
This is the
I mean, no one's seen a picture of you, probably, so I don't think they can.
they can envision what I look like through my voice probably.
That's right.
But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. It's gone.
Fantastic.
Oh, right.
Lovely.
Dumb little kids. Okay, so, here's the thing. This is the thing that I don't get about the younger generation, is the like comedic stylings of the younger generation. It does not make sense to me.
Fucking memes.
So like part of my thing, like I don't know, part of my comedic style is stuff that like comes out of nowhere, like is very unexpected stuff that makes absolutely no sense. Like I'll just walk into work one day and just somebody will say good morning, and my response is,
Yeah.
Hey, mine is self-depreciating jokes.
makes no sense, but it's funny, right? But like,
I like to begin the day by throwing things at
this
people.
young, okay, that's
Jeez.
probably you should probably keep that in check.
It's not heavy
Anyway.
stuff.
Throw rocks.
It's not heavy.
Yes.
This paring knife
My
isn't
friend.
that heavy.
I'm just throwing whole ass pans at somebody.
Yep, just chucking big ass cinder blocks. Good morning, whack. No, no. So the point of me saying that is the new generation, these young kids, the youngins,
Younglings.
their comedic, like, personalities, I guess, are very, like, it's random to an like extreme extent that I do not comprehend.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's this one meme that my that one of my little cousins likes, that it's just like the whole, like, me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans or something.
Oh yeah, that fucking
And I
thing.
don't get. I'm like, what is the funny part of that? And they're like, it's funny because it makes no sense. I'm like, how is it funny because it's not funny? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, he's like, the punchline is that there is no punchline. I'm like, that what?
See, there's a video, and if I can find it, I'll share it in the Discord. But it has to do with that meme of, like, you know, the looking for beans. But there's a YouTube video where the dude kind of is. He's like, oh yeah, you know, with the original meme makers, where
Yeah,
there's
it's
like
like
a
how to
picture
make
of
a
like
meme.
a dinosaur with funny captures,
But even that,
and then all of a
still
sudden,
doesn't make sense.
oh, but that's the point, is like, you know, it started off making sense, like, oh yeah, you know, you have this funny picture, you have funny comments, okay, haha, that's cool. And then it just, now you find this deep fried image of fucking ghost demons being the boys looking for beans, and it's like, why?
Yeah, no, it's just one of those weird things that you're like, here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a joke, left turn, no joke, fuck you. Like, and that's funny somehow. I don't know, man. I am an enjoyer of anti-jokes. For those of you that don't know what an anti-joke is, here's an example. Why did little Timmy drop his ice cream cone?
Oh, I know the answer to this one.
Josh, go ahead.
It's because he has no arms.
Oh, no. He wouldn't be able to carry an ice cream cone if he had no arms.
Oh, wait, no, that's right. I apologize. He got hit by a bus.
Yeah, there you go. Easy got hit by. For another example, why did little Susie fall off the swing set?
Is this one because she has no
Yeah,
arms?
because she had no arms, no legs. Knock knock.
Who's that?
Not little Susie.
Not Timmy.
So that is an anti-joke. It's you know, you think it's gonna be like it's a setup like a joke, but the punchline is not what you expect, and it's generally something morbid or messed up. But like,
Or a duck walks into the bar and the barkeeper calls animal control.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, like it's, so like those are funny because it like subverts your expectations, but like in a satisfying way. Whereas the Gen Z, like comedy
Looking for
seems to
babes.
be more like, I don't know. It's something. It would be something along the lines of like, why did the chicken cross the road? And the answer is like, it's some weird like I can't even think of, because a horse wanted a taco or some shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't. What? Like, what does that mean? I don't.
That
It has nothing
that
to do
literally
with the
reminds me of the
original
fucking
joke.
math jokes.
God, I freaking.
You know, oh, this will be on the test. 2 + 2. You should study. Okay, on the test. Because the horse is traveling at 37 miles an hour and the train leaves Chicago, what color is the monkey's hat?
Yeah.
Fucking 72 because bananas don't fly on Wednesdays or some bullshit like that.
That's Gen Z comedy right there.
Now watch, because of that, this is gonna hit big.
Sure. You wish.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself.
I mean,
I
can always
say to
wish.
keep yourself happy. So basically, what I'm saying with this hogging of the entire podcast is, I hate boomers and I hate Gen Z and also millennials.
Hate
Or
millennials
I hate everyone.
Better yet to
Whatever.
just sum up everything you just said.
I hate everyone.
Humans suck.
I hate everyone equally, just for different reasons.
Humans in general just suck, in my opinion.
Thank you for watching, everyone. We love you.
But okay, so the whole slang thing. There's one thing I want to get off my chest, and why this hasn't been a thing sooner. Taking an L. You know how there's like you're getting a W, you're getting a win.
Yeah.
Getting or taking an L is taking a
Yes.
loss.
Or just saying
How has that
big
not been?
L.
Yeah, how has that not been a thing sooner?
I don't know. That is kind of weird.
Yeah, I feel like that one should have been
Oh,
like forever ago.
another thing that I don't understand. I don't know if this is a millennial thing or more of a younger person thing, but when people like talk in like
Emojis.
not in emojis. I mean, I guess kind of emojis in like the Twitch chat emotes.
Oh yeah.
Like when they say,
I mean, they're all memes.
when they say like Paul
Oh, you have to
and,
know all of
and
them.
Monka, whatever. Like I do not I've had people like say something like that to me, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Is that good? Is that bad?
Was that fucking English?
Right?
God, it was like when I was
That is a whole nother fucking thing. Is
But yeah.
Twitch is
Twitch is its own generation.
it is honest to God.
But yeah.
How the fuck do people? Specifically, how the fuck do women in in fucking mini pools make more money than those of us working 40 hours a week? That shit pisses me off.
I can tell you.
I mean, some of them sell products.
Do you want?
Mainly their
Yeah, their own fucking bathwater.
Do you want to? I mean, we have
No, I'm very well aware of
Delphine
why.
to thank for that. Anyway, do you want to know why?
No, I'm very well aware of why. Because the internet is a horrible and horny place.
Yep. Anyway, did you shudder at Belle Delphine? By the way, that's offensive.
It should be.
I don't know, man. How do you feel about Belle Delphine, Kyle?
I mean, I know of her. I have no real opinion.
This is a serious tangent, by the way.
If people really want to buy her bath water, and I don't want to think about what they do with it, then
Oh, you know
I guess
exactly
go
what they do
for
with it.
if they have the
Some
money
people
for
drink
it.
it. Some people bathe in it. Some people just keep it in their like mantle place.
I mean, I don't know what they're expecting
I'm sure some people
it
put their
to do. Like, is it
their
gonna
junk in it.
appreciate and value? Is it just like something they show to their grandkids?
Nah, it's probably just.
Like, this is when I bought it from a naked lady on a computer.
It's like when people buy their like the little.
Fucking baseball cards.
Yeah, I guess like
Yeah.
baseball cards, or for the new nerds, their anime figurines, like
Funko
oh
Pops.
fuck Funko Pops. Gotta hate Funko.
How the fuck did that become so goddamn
I don't
popular?
know. Just
I think they're just small figurines, and there are people that like collecting.
But some of them are
but
massive.
anyway, my opinion
I mean,
on
no, they're special ones.
my opinion on Belle Delphine, since no one asked, is she's a fucking genius.
I mean, she is
Legit.
absolutely
she
a
made
genius.
hella money doing basically nothing. Like big brain.
She did, and
GGs.
that's the thing that upsets me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If only I had titties.
right.
Well, I mean, you can still have them. You just have to get a bit of weight.
No, better yet, Tyler, you have feet.
True.
Somebody on the
Yeah,
internet wants
true.
them.
So this has been a massive tangent.
This has been a weird fucking episode.
Probably just gonna cut all of that. But anyway, yeah. There was one more thing I wanted to shit on Zoomers for, but I don't remember what it was.
Cap.
I don't know, man. Participation trophies or something, I guess. I don't know. It's more of a millennial thing, I think.
That one.
That kind of
I
started
don't
with our
know how I
generation.
feel about that.
Um,
Well, and see, the thing I don't hate on those for is because we didn't start them. It was our last generation that did.
yeah, it was
That gave us the
adults
participation
when we were
trophies.
kids are the ones that were starting it. Yep. Oh, that's the thing. Weird names. I think this is more of a millennial thing. But quit naming your kid all weird.
Fucking Aiden, Braden, Jaden.
No, not even that.
Caden.
That's not even that. I had somebody pick up a pizza the other day, and their name was Kaylee. How do you think that was spelled? Because you're wrong.
K-A-L-I?
However you think that it's spelled, you're wrong. They spelled it Keighle.
Kaylee.
Yeah, Keighle.
Kaylee.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I don't want to tell you how to spell your kid's name, but you spelled it wrong. So, there is a typo on their birth certificate.
You see, there's no wrong way to spell a name. However, you found the one way. I agree with that. I have met some interesting names.
Yeah.
So there is a statistic where in 2018, 13 kids were named Thanos.
That doesn't shock me one bit.
Yeah. It's like the name Absidy got hella popular for a while.
Fucking what?
Absidy? It's spelled ABCDE.
Oh my god. That's so fucking dumb.
Like that's literally the default name for humans. What the heck? Like you made your kid have default settings. That's so sad. They can't min-max or anything. Like,
yo, okay, real quick. Who decided how to put the letters alphabetically?
Somebody probably.
Letters and numbers. Who the fuck decided that shit?
Here's your dose of existentialism for today. Who decided that the things we're saying make any sense? It's literally just noises
not only
we're
that,
making with our mouths that everyone agrees mean something.
Yeah.
Yo, here's another thing. The brain named itself.
Yeah. Yeah, you could literally just I don't know, man. This is why we need to have an episode on existentialism, because it's fascinating.
Oh, we will.
But anyway,
we will.
I'm gonna shut up now and give you guys some time to say whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, considering we're kind of starting to get ready to end the episode, unless if Kyle, you want to go on a tangent.
Yeah, we could still do a tangent and cut it down if you want. Go for it.
I mean, I don't really have much else to say. If you guys have anything?
I do have one.
Okay.
And I want to... The whole fucking sheesh thing. Have you guys seen how that whole thing goes down?
The sheesh
I don't
thing?
fully comprehend the thing. I just know that people say it a lot.
I feel like it's something that I'm not really understanding.
And I say it ironically, just like how I say yeet ironically. But it's now become like a regular thing.
Yeah, it's become your vocabulary. Yeah. But the sheesh thing, y'all know the dab, the fucking nay, the whip, all that bullshit from back in 20 whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's very similar to something like that, except it's in moments of like, and I wanna make sure that I'm reading this right. Sheesh is used to hype someone up if they're looking good or doing something good. Mm. And the thing that confuses me the most is when they'll say that, they'll point to their fucking like inner elbow.
I
don't
just say
that part of it.
And what the fuck does that even like? That makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it pisses me off.
I just say it sometimes. Like I don't even know when to say it. I just say it at random times. Kind of like.
Well, now you do.
Like, it's not even, like, a positive thing. Sometimes, like, somebody drops something, and I'm like, sheesh! Other times, they, like, you know... I don't know. Other times, they just walk through the door, and I'm like, sheesh! I don't know, man.
But I feel like sheesh was a thing before, where it was like, oh, sheesh, you know, like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it didn't mean what it means now, so...
Yeah, and that's the thing that pisses me off, is there was already... That word's already taken. Don't fucking use it anymore.
Just like jank.
That's
true. You don't need scuffed or chalked. It's jank.
And the word fucking dank, isn't that already like a word for like musky?
Yes, but again, the meaning has changed. That's how slang works.
Oh, and the whole cancel culture bullshit.
Yeah.
That shit that's actively pissing me off.
They're just trying to go after everyone, it seems like.
I think at times it can be utilized well. For example,
sometimes it can. When it's something that... Yeah, and when it's something that absolutely makes sense, fine. If somebody is being flat out, you know, like sexist, racist, you know, shit like that, fine. get them out of the public eye. But like, I don't know if you guys follow or know who this dude is. Andrew Tate
Yeah, that guy's a
has
cunt.
been in yes and no. The way he goes about his statements is absolutely like, no, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But his messages make sense. And he had to
Disagree,
be
but
some of his messages make sense.
okay. Sorry. These are the thoughts of Josh and not of
Yes,
Procrastination Nation.
this is my thoughts alone. Thank you. These are my thoughts alone. Some of the stuff he says does make sense. There's one specific statement that I have actually followed, like, taken to heart a lot of the times, is where he goes off on a tangent with these women in the room that's like, women will truly never have the feeling of loneliness. They always have someone they can talk to. They're always getting, a dozen messages online of how good they look and this and that. There are men out there that, first of all, one, won't even receive flowers in their life until they are dead. Men's first flowers received are at their funeral, like 70% of the time. And that sucks. To think that is not something more commonplace, that sucks.
I don't need flowers. I just,
Well, and I'm not saying that everyone does.
Like, it's just a gift.
It's not something normalized. Yeah.
It's like
but there's
the other
that
thing of like, if you compliment a guy, like genuinely compliment a guy, he'll remember that shit forever.
Oh yeah, like that's one thing. I have been complimented 3 times on how my eyes look, which I hold on to that shit forever. Women will get thousands of compliments about how their hair looks in a day, and they forget it in an instant. But they get one bad comment, and that's how they view their whole day. I get one bad comment, and I'm like, oh shit, now that's my whole life. I gotta follow along with that.
Now, I will say, it is important to not internalize these thoughts. Well, not externalize these thoughts too much. And, like, it's not women's fault that they are, getting compliments and such.
No, and I'm not blaming them in the first place.
Right. I just wanted to clarify.
What I'm blaming... Oh, and actually, this no longer has to do with the original Andrew, or fucking whatever Tate's name is. I almost keep saying his name wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a cunt, so it doesn't matter.
But there was
also,
a movement for international. Sorry. Yeah, that's gonna have to be hefted. But there was a movement for men's mental health that got shut down because women think that that's not something that should happen. Where's the cancel culture
of women thought that was...
Yes, a group of women. But those women are being, heroized and, like, put up on pedestals. Where's the cancel culture for that?
Yeah. And it's that idea of, like, an eye for an eye kind of thing. They want
makes the whole world blind
to feel their pain, thinking that it'll make it better. But, like, it won't. It never does.
There's been so many things like that this whole cancel culture thing could have been used for good, and it hasn't been.
This has gotten very depressing. We should cut a lot of this end bit out. No offense, Josh. I
wanted to make that known, that I feel like, not that everything that Andrew Tate has said has been good or bad, but some of the stuff he has brought up should be taken a little bit more into the public light.
I would more say that some of the things that he happens to have talked about are true. Like, I don't know. It's that whole thing of, like, even a blind nut finds a squirrel every once in a while. Yes, I know I said it that way. That was the intention.
But yeah, like, and it could have been anyone that had made those statements.
Exactly. Yeah, like it's not like it's. I just want to make it clear that, like, we're not idolizing him and saying that he's, like, the only one talking about this shit. He's just...
No, this has been topics forever.
Yeah, he's just the big one in the public eye right now.
He's the one that got big about it.
But I still think he should be, diminished more.
He actually had to move out of country. I think he's in Colombia now or something like that. That's the thing.
Just because you say a couple of things that are, good, it doesn't erase all of the negative shit that you say, like...
Yeah. But I still hold that statement of, kind of go back to that where it's like, women will receive hundreds of compliments in a day, men will receive one, but men will sit there and be lonely for longer than most women will. That's the thing that kind of hit with me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But anyway.
So yeah, I think we've definitely gone off on a
Oh yeah, we've
long
gone off on the
tangent.
rails on this one.
So I think we should end it. So do we want to do the tips?
Yeah.
Giggity.
If there is any.
Yeah, just be. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that one.
This is gonna be a hard one.
All right, I'll go.
Don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Feel free to be proud of like the generation you're in or whatever, but don't diminish people just based on what generation they're in or like predetermine what you think about them. Like that is discrimination. Like don't do that shit. Like obviously,
Yeah.
yes, there's memes, there's jokes, that's fine, but like I've seen circumstances where somebody gets denied for a job just because they're younger, like even though they were more qualified than an older candidate who did get the job, and vice versa. I've seen older people not get a job, simply because somebody younger and more, more tech savvy, air quotes, or energetic, air quotes, are,
I'm pretty sure that actually happened to me recently.
are applying for a job. So yeah, don't base your real life opinions and decisions on how old or young other people are, or even how old or young you are as yourself. Yeah.
All right.
So now you have to people have to do a tip.
Yeah.
The human race sucks.
That's not a tip.
That's not a tip.
So don't make it. Let me finish. Y'all literally cut me off, man. The human race sucks. Try to make it better, but don't hurt anyone doing that.
Yeah.
I know it's not actually.
It's kind of vague, but it works.
It's yeah.
Basically, just don't be a prick.
Do better.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to say.
Pretty much.
So my tip is going to be aimed more at the younger crowd. Nowadays, with everything, it's always following trends. Don't be afraid to follow your own trends, set your own styles and things you like, and be different. Things change all the time, so be your own person.
I like that one. Yeah.
Actually, I would like to reiterate mine.
No matter what people say.
Don't be the same cookie cutter person as everyone else. That can be for the older
people too, though. Like,
yeah.
Just because you've been told how to, who to be your whole life, you can change it at any point.
Yeah.
I actually would like to reinstate.
Josh is like, "Fuck, my tip was bad. I gotta redo."
No, as Kyle was saying his, something clicked in my head.
All right.
Don't be ashamed of who you are. People will always try to put you down for something that you like, and don't let it get to you. People will always have opinions, and much like assholes, everyone's got one. It doesn't matter to you. Go make yourself happy however you can, within reason. Don't do illegal or weird shit.
Don't harm others in the process.
Yes. Don't harm others in the process. But be your own person, kind of to Kyle's point. But don't let anyone discourage you. If you find something that you find passion in, go for it.
Yeah, do some embarrassing shit. Be cringe.
Absolutely. Be cringy.
I act like a fucking cringe lord in public all the time, but I don't care. It's fun.
Be the
goat. Not gonna lie, it's actually kind of fun to see.
If you're different, you'll get remembered.
It's kind of fun to see people's reactions when you do something.
Hopefully in a good way.
Just being yourself. Yeah. So I like that. So we got be yourself. Don't let people judge you for being yourself, and don't judge other people for being themselves. Basically,
Boom.
that seems to be the gist.
Good trio.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'll talk about in the next podcast, but
We'll figure it out.
people should, or you lack of people, should come back and listen to that one when we do it. I will try to not hog that one so much. We really
But
should
Tyler,
do like a big topic for one of you guys next, so that I'm not.
Oh yeah, we'll figure
so that I'm
something.
not talking
Yeah.
for the whole
But
thing.
Tyler, where can they find the rest of our stuff?
They can find the rest of our links and channels and such at linktree.com/procrastination studio. Got it first try that time. Booyah.
Woo!
Hey, don't put it. Don't type in the got it the first try. That it's just linktree.com/procrastination studio. That's it. That's
2
the
in a
end
row.
of the
Way to
thing.
go! All right. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.